I will go ahead and get started then. We don't have a whole lot of time. I'm going to talk about, of course, the GoGreen features, and we're hoping that this module will save you many resources in paper and your time, which is very important also. So there are 4 things right now that are either already in our programs being worked on or planned. That is deferred compensation magnetic media, email direct deposit vouchers, time card import, and email W-2s. And the first one I'm going to talk about is deferred compensation. Deferred compensation is a part of the program that we came up with about, I think it was about 3 years ago, when the IRS said that if you withheld 403B deductions from your employees, that had to be managed by a third-party administrator. Now, these third-party administrators all had magnetic medias. So we put it in our program under magnetic media deferred compensation. So if you already purchased this, you will have rights to all of the GoGreen features that I'm going to talk about today. If you've purchased GoGreen in the last few months, you will also have rights to everything I'm going to be talking about. But back to the deferred compensation, we have an export for Gatekeeper, a generic one, ING, and CPI. Now, I don't know that we have anybody using the generic one or Gatekeeper. I believe Gatekeeper was bought out by CPI, but I don't know that for sure. So actually, I'm going to show CPI right now. And if you are using a company, if you would like to use this part of the program and you have a company that is not ING or CPI, send an email to FM Support or give us a call. I'm keeping a list of customers and their third-party administrators, and when we get enough customers using that, we'll probably go ahead and create another export. So keep me involved in that. What this is you have to work with CPI on this, and as far as these titles go, they will let you know which one of your deductions is that title. So work with them on what you're supposed to choose for each one of these titles. Maybe there's only one you'll use, maybe 2 or 3. Just work with them on that. Now I'm going to choose a date. This is our test data, so I need to go back to October. And I'm not sure what dates you will have to choose. Again, work with your third-party administrator on that. They actually have a second page here. And when you click OK on this, it uses the information that you already have in the system from your payrolls and your deductions that you already have set up. And it shows a grid here. Now, this grid can be edited if you need that. I'm just going to slide over here to show you all of the columns. And when you click Finish, it creates a file that goes to the file path location, and it would be a good idea for you to create a folder to dump these into. It says a file name defcomp_cpi.txt has been exported to the specified location. When you click OK, it says press the website button to upload this file. Click OK, and then when you click on this button, it takes you right to the CPI website, to the location where you upload this information for them. Work with them on what needs to be done with that file at this website. And that's really all there is to deferred compensation. For one of these, and I can't remember which one it is, it might be ING, you actually have to go into data entry deductions and identify IMRF as retirement and IMRF, and identify TRS as TRS and that it's retirement. And that's really all that has to be done, and I think that's ING. So if you want to use that, it is available with the GoGreen license. Next is email direct deposit, which is released last month, I believe. You have to be on version 1.8.330, and if you have like I said, if you bought deferred comp, as soon as you update to 330, you will have rights to email direct deposit. Now, there's a little more setup involved in emailing direct deposit vouchers, and one of them is in Preferences. Under the interface settings, there's some information that needs to be put in here. Work with your tech person, your mail administrator, to get all the details. You're going to enter a file path where you want these PDFs of the vouchers stored. It would be a good idea to make sure it's a place that has a lot of room, and there's an expiration number of days that you can enter there. And then after those days, then the PDFs will expire. So that's going to make a difference on how many you're putting in there and that sort of thing on the days that, and the amount of storage space that you have. Also, there's a lot of rights involved. Under user management, that's where you give a user rights to the GoGreen package. Within the GoGreen package, we have rights to deferred compensation and upload an email. So somebody could have rights to deferred comp but not have rights to upload an email. So make sure that after you update to 3.3.0 and have your new license file for GoGreen, that you go through user management and supervisor options and check everybody's rights, because you don't want somebody getting into upload an email that should not be into that function. Okay, when you update to 3.3.0, automatically every employee is going to be given a PIN. It's going to default to the last 4 digits of their Social Security number. If they don't want to use that, then they can give you a different number, and you will have to edit this personal tab and change it. It can be 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits, or 4, and it can be any combination of letters, numbers, or symbols, whatever they like, and the most is 4. So you have to change that if they want it changed. Next, you have to make sure that they have their email address entered here, and then you'll go to the Direct Deposit tab and check Email Direct Deposit. And that's all there is to set up a person to receive an email voucher. All right, I have a validated payroll already set up here, and I'm going to show you how to actually do the process of emailing direct deposit vouchers. Now, when this opens up, it's going to show everybody marked for having their voucher emailed with a check group of email, and that is right here. Now, you do not have to use check groups to make this work. If you do not use check groups, then these 4 at the end are not having theirs emailed. So these will be printed, and these would just be blank if you do not use check groups. But the rest of them are sorted at the top here, and they will be called email no matter what. Now, this is the only place where this check group changes. So you can print these now if you want to. You can print the checks now if you want to. But I'm just going to do the email just to show you how this works. So I'm going to check mark the last one, and then I'm going to check the icon here that's a check with an up arrow that check marks all of them above that. Now, in the previous ones, we've had some people ask about the signature on the voucher. In this program, we have the check signature. So if you do, and you do not want the check signature, the signature on the vouchers, just click Options first and uncheck Print Signature. Okay? So when you have these all check marked, click Print. And as you can see, we have a new button called Export for Email, but it's grayed out because you either have to preview or trial print these vouchers to verify all the information is correct before you can continue. So the confirmation process is still there, even though you're emailing them. So remember that on the last check stub, you still have your confirmation code. If you printed them, you're okay, but if not, you need to jot down that confirmation code, because when you close this, and now you can click Export for Email. It's going to bring up your confirmation screen just like it always has. And you're going to have to say, yes, these are correct. And it's about finished here, confirming those. And okay, now we're going to check mark all of them, and this works just like the others did. If some of them weren't correct for whatever reason, you can just check mark those that are correct, enter your confirmation code, and click OK. And now it's going through the confirming process. And now, if you want to, you can go ahead and print your direct deposit vouchers and your checks. But I'm just going to go ahead and close here and continue on to a new option called Upload and Email under the Payroll menu. Now you will be able to drop this down and choose the payroll that you want, and I only have one in there right now. And when you click OK, it brings up this grid with the email information in it. And I'm going to scoot this over because I want to show you the file name. And we also have this uploaded and emailed columns that show you whether they have been uploaded or emailed. Now, what I'm doing right now, you can do as many times as you need to. If you upload and try to email these and they don't go out for whatever reason, maybe there's something wrong in your interface settings, you can come back in here and do it again. If somebody didn't receive one, you're going to get a kickback on that email saying it didn't send. Then you can check the email or whatever you need to do to, and then come back in and resend that to that person. Now the file name is, this is the file location, C:/DD PDF for direct deposit PDF, and then it says DD underscore. Now this is the description of my payroll that I entered, underscore, and this is my check number, and .PDF. When I click Upload, it's creating a PDF file for each employee's voucher, and it's storing it in C:/DD PDF. Now the time this takes depends on a lot of things, the number that you're making, the speed of your computer, and so on. Now I did talk to somebody, or they actually chatted here in one of our demonstrations, that she did 515 of them, and it took 10 minutes, which I thought was wonderful. Okay, now it's going to create this email with who it's from, and then the subject, and in here you can type a message to your employees receiving this, or you can leave it blank, whatever you wish to do, and then you're going to click Send Emails, and it will send them to them. I'm going to click Exit here because every one of my emails in my employee file every one of them are fictitious. So I'm going to go to our website, and I'm going to show you in the documentation what the employee is going to see. So this is our website, and we're going to go to Documents. I'm going to click on PRWIN, and we have a new category called GoGreen. Here's our deferred compensation instructions and our email direct deposit instructions. And I'm going to go down to page 17. And everything I'm talking about is in this document. When the employee receives their email, it's going to look like this, and they're going to click on this link. Then they will see, they will see this. They will have to enter their PIN. Click Submit. Then they will see this. They'll click on the file name. Now they will only be able to click on the file name 2 or 3 times. So when they click on that, they'll receive a message that says you want to open it or save it. And they need to know that they're only going to be able to click on this 2 or 3 times. Plus, it expires after a certain number of days. So they need to take care of this as soon as they can. So they would either need to open it and print it or save it to a file somewhere. If they just choose to open it, they will receive this, where they have to enter their PIN again. And click OK, and then it will look like this. And again, if they get this far, they can still print it or save it somewhere. And that's all there is to email direct deposits. All right, back to the next thing on our list, time card import. That is what we're working on right now, and hopefully it will be released sometime in May, we're hoping, and then we hope to have some beta customers that will test this for us for a while. And we are also working with a third-party software called YTime, and they have already sold their software to some of our customers, and hopefully they will be our beta testers. Now, what this is the third-party software, YTime, or whichever one you may choose, has software where your employees can go in and enter their clock in and clock out for whatever job that they're doing. Then we are creating a file that we can import that information into, and then from that file we will import it into payroll. And that will be, let's just create a quick payroll here, and I'm just going to call it test. And we'll choose everybody. When we get to this part of the wizard where you actually enter the units, there should be a button here called something like import time card information, and that will import that from the file that we've already imported from the third-party software. Now, there are other third-party softwares out there that actually do this too, so we're not saying that you have to go out and buy software from YTime. What we do ask you, though, is that you get a file sample from us and share it with this company to make sure that they can use that to export their information into. When we first started this, I talked to several companies, and they all said that whatever file we created, they could use. But I didn't talk to all of them out there, of course, just a few of them. So share that information with them. We are also not saying that you have to go out and buy software from a third party. We don't want you to have to do that to take advantage of GoGreen. So we're also going to create a module kind of like substitutes. We have the attendance module where you enter the absent people, and then you can attach a sub to it. And some of you just use substitutes, so that when it's time to do the payroll, you don't have to enter all that substitute information right then. You can do it by just clicking a button that says Import Subs. So we're thinking of creating a module like that where ahead of time you can go in and enter your time card information and have it ready to import into the payroll. Because your date range for paying people is normally 2 to 4 weeks prior to the actual payroll date. So what happens is when it's time to do your payroll, you get in your bottom drawer and you pull out the time cards, and then you have to start entering all that information. Where you could actually do that as soon as you get those time cards, you can enter that information in a module such as this and have it all finished. So again, if you've purchased deferred compensation 3 years ago, deferred compensation, then you will have rights to email direct deposit as soon as you update to 330.